Hey guys, and welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. Today we are back with our predictions for game week 7. Now I'm trying to get a little bit ahead of these videos, so I'm actually recording this on Friday night before game week 6 commences. So those games have not been played as of me recording, so the league table hasn't really changed much. We've got one more point than we did from the game week 5 video, as if I scroll down to the bottom, you can see we got a point for United beating Leicester by a 1-0. We did have 2-0, but for some reason United decided not to attack at all in the second half. Could easily have killed the game off, but they just didn't look like they wanted to score a second, to be honest. Looked better when Ronaldo came on, but still didn't really look like scoring. Had one chance where I thought they were going to pass it across the face to Eriksen for a tap-in, but Johnny Evans intercepted, and that was annoying because that would have given us a nice 3-pointer. But as I say, another point for Fixture 5 takes us to 5, but I mean, you look at the top few, 16, 15, 13 is just on another level. So still kind of in the middle of the pack. Obviously, like I say, game week 6 starts tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that, hoping to get some more points on the board. But let's just jump into our predictions for game week 7. Okay guys, so here are the predictions for fixture 7. Now again, you'll probably notice I've gone for quite a few 1-0, 1-1, 2-2, 2-1, all those sort of similar score lines, just in the hope that we will pick up some 3-pointers. Now, the first one again might be a bit of a shock. I've gone for Fulham 1, Chelsea 1. We have been struggling recently. Got West Ham this weekend, and again I predicted a 1-1 draw in that game. And Fulham are playing really well at the moment. I saw something that they've only been trailing for like 4 minutes or something in the Premier League this season. They've got a tough game against Spurs this weekend as of recording for me. But Fulham-Chelsea I have gone for a 1-1 draw. Game 2, Bournemouth against Brighton. I've gone for a 2-0 Brighton scoreline. I feel like that's quite a good option for Brighton. They're very good at the back, don't score a huge amount. So 2-0 kind of felt like a safe option. I've then gone for Leicester to beat Aston Villa. Interesting game this, because they're the two sides that I would say at the moment, the two managers are most at risk of getting the sack. So it was a tough one to predict. I have actually gone for Leicester to win. Now they didn't create a lot against United, and the front line looked a little bit dysfunctional, but I saw Villa against Arsenal and they were poor. They've got Manchester City the weekend coming up as I'm recording this, and I imagine they could be on the end of a bit of a battering. So that's a huge game for Gerrard, but I have gone for Leicester to win 2-1. Game 4, we've got Liverpool against Wolves. Now this is also my joker game. Wolves do not score a lot of goals as it is, and I would be surprised if they went to Anfield and scored. But saying that, they are pretty good at the back. Looking at the previous results over the last few seasons at Anfield, I think there was something like a 2-0, a 3-0, and then last year was a 3-1, which I think was possibly the final game of the season. But I don't expect them to score. I may be wrong, but I've gone for 2-0. Liverpool not scoring a huge amount, but they did look better against Newcastle in the second half in their previous game. Game 5, I've gone for Southampton to beat Brentford. Again, another one that may be a little bit controversial, because Brentford have been doing pretty well this year, but they seem to be behind quite a lot in games, and they're kind of rescuing points and picking up wins maybe here or there. But I've gone for Southampton to win, surprisingly, but we'll see what happens with that. I may be wrong, but I just have a feeling that a lot of people won't have gone for that. So if it does come in, especially if it's 2-1, we might get some points. Man City against Tottenham. Again, another tough one to predict, because City have been absolutely smashing everyone, but Tottenham have quite a good record against City. But I have gone for City to win 2-1. I imagine Haaland will probably score again, because he's just an absolute robot. Spurs are quite difficult to break down, but they're dangerous on the counter, and I imagine they will go to the Etihad and sit in and try and play on the counter. So I imagine they will score. It could be one of those where they end up shocking everyone and winning the game, but City are very good at home, so I have gone for them to win. Arsenal against Everton, I was going to go for 2-0 in this one, but I went for 2-1 to Arsenal. I've noticed, and looking into the stats, that they don't keep a lot of clean sheets at home, so I have gone for Everton to score a goal. I do think Arsenal will win. After they played Villa the other night, they should have had a whole host of goals, 3, possibly 4, but Everton have tightened up at the back a little bit, so I've gone for a 2-1. It's also the Sunday game, so maybe a little bit tighter, but gone for Arsenal to win. West Ham, Newcastle. Again, West Ham starting to play a bit better. Newcastle looked good at Anfield the other day, but I've gone for a stalemate in this one, a 1-1 draw. West Ham are very, very good at home, so it'll be tough for Newcastle to go there and win. Crystal Palace, Man United. I've gone for a 1-0 United win. I can kind of imagine that on a Sunday. I believe that'll be the 4:30 kickoff, just going there and sort of grinding out a win. They looked pretty comfortable at Leicester. Defensively, they weren't really troubled, but like I say, didn't really look like scoring, but they seem to be finding a way at the moment. Beat Southampton 1-0 on the road as well, so back-to-back 1-0 victories. Obviously beat Liverpool before that, so I've gone for them to win 1-0. Palace have been playing well, especially Zaha looks on form at the moment, but he did have a bit of a dig in his press conference the other day about them going a goal up and then just sitting back trying to defend. So it'd be interesting to see what happens in that game, but I've gone for United to win 1-0. And then the final game was a tough one because Forest haven't done too well away from home this year. Obviously, transfer windows just closed and they made 21 signings, so going to be probably a lot of rotation. A lot of time for new players to embed into the league, and Leeds have been doing a bit better and picked up a point at home the other week against Everton. Rodrigo looks like he's out, but Bamford should, I imagine, probably be back to play 75 to 90 minutes in that game, so I imagine Leeds will be a bit stronger, so I've gone for a 1-1 draw in that as well. So as you can see, quite a few similar score lines, 1-0s, 2-1s, 2-0s, that sort of thing. So, obviously, like I say, as of recording this, Game Week 6 starts tomorrow. So, it'll be interesting to see how we can do. Obviously, we're recording Game Week 7 now, so we won't be able to review it. But I imagine when we come back for Game Week 8, we will have a full review of Game Week 6 as well. So, we'll be a couple of weeks in advance just because of the timings of when I'm available to sit down and record these. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. Let me know if you disagree with any of our predictions for this week. And I'll catch you for the next one soon. Peace.